and you gonna murder this one and murder that one. Talking all that bullshit. I'm gonna put it to you like this, yo.
This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Only Friends podcast. We're here. It's late night.
It is late.
Poopgate is upon us.
Again?
No.
Who pooped again?
Who pooped? No.
We got clean toilets here at the Sulphur Y headquarters.
Yesterday was a breath of fresh air having Hunt on to talk strategy. Today, we're joined, unfortunately, by the non-survivors,
I'm out of here.
if you will.
Oh.
The tortoise.
Sigh. Started off so good.
Yeah, it's unlucky, man.
Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna get into the muck a little bit later, and
That's right.
We'll show you. You'll see why I'm here. And it's just, yeah, you know, Berk, I didn't realize how long 10 seconds is. Doesn't seem like a long period of time, but like we're like 10 seconds away from going live. Berkey's like, no headphones on, the mic's in the corner. I'm like, Berk, we're going live. You're
He
introing.
runs on that adrenaline.
No, but like I'm just thinking like, oh my God, we got 10 seconds. He had like 7 seconds to spare.
Yeah, well, because like 10 seconds then
I
the
guess
intro.
it really doesn't take long to put headphones on and pull your mic close to your phone.
I mean, when you're a seasoned vet like myself, Brian, you start to really know exactly where the window lies.
Right. The thing is that
I'm not Conrad.
well, this is why you're like late to things, because like you're
Right.
you're
No,
like
that's-
okay,
that's fair. That's
10
very fair.
seconds. That's plenty of time, which it is.
I understand
if nothing goes wrong.
Because it's like when you run on that last minute adrenaline, then you really just want to push it to that last second. And usually you're not even doing anything real before that. You're like laying there or scrolling.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I could probably do like 5 more minutes. And then you do that. And then you're like, oh shit. But that kind of like, you would never be that efficient if you weren't rushing.
I mean, that's true, but you don't
It's
give
a very
yourself any
ADHD
wiggle.
thing.
You don't give yourself any wiggle room, and so when something goes wrong, then you're just late.
Correct. And it's
Right.
stressful.
Yeah.
I actually like have.
No, it's not for him.
Not for me.
Nah, he
You
doesn't
don't get
care.
stressed? I do when I'm late and I'm rushing. I'm like, everyone's pissing me off on the road. I'm like, get away.
Oh, it's a
Right.
game to me.
Right.
It's literally a game. Today, I left for the Bellagio at 9:30, having to be there at 10, and my GPS says 37 minutes. I'm like,
Whoa.
God damn F1. These motherfuckers
37
have done it to me
minutes.
again. So,
It used to be like 15.
so of course, as I'm driving, I'm looking at alternate routes, and it's like, okay, it looks like I can shave 7 minutes off if I take Decatur straight up, Flamingo down. So I hit that, and I'm still running late, but now it's a game of how much faster can I get there than the 15 minutes late that I was supposed to be.
Right.
So now I'm just like, navigating. I got there in 31 minutes. I was very happy with
That's
myself.
not bad.
great.
That's not
Saved
bad.
6 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
How
like
many tickets have you
20% off
gotten?
your time. That's
That's
pretty
what I'm
good.
saying, man. That's this F1. It's got to go.
It's gotta go.
F-U, F1.
Yeah. Well, I heard that they're like giving away tickets now. They can't like.
I don't
tickets
know
were-
if that's true, but
Well, I heard they were super expensive,
marked them
and now
down a
they're
bunch.
way marked down. All the hotel rooms are like
80%.
super marked down.
Imagine the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
who like bought them to resell them because they thought that it would go up.
Whoopsie.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely know
They
a
should have
few
bought.
of
They
those
should have
guys.
bought Bitcoin instead.
I know.
That's soaring right
Yes,
now.
it is.
I
I
got
had
my
some
fingers
more.
a little wet.
ETF is imminent, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, I
Maybe.
got my fingers a little wet in the last couple of weeks. We've been doing pretty well. Bought twice, both times.
Oh
We're
yeah.
on the up.
Yeah. Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Up only.
I was so looking forward to the F1 and all the action it was going to bring. I'm like, man, the games are going to be fucking sick. We were talking about it today, and I don't even know how we're going to play. You can't even access any of the
I
strip.
have to play off strip.
We were talking about, okay, so we're going to park at the Rio. We're going to walk to Bellagio. At 10, no, I'm not doing that.
If
I'm going
you
to get a
knew-
scooter.
If you knew there were like, definitely going to be some high rollers coming in, good action, you just get a room at Bellagio. Just get a room and stay there for the week
Yeah.
or the weekend or whatever.
I can't be that bothered.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, 36.
It's just like,
Yeah, it was peaked at 37.5 this morning. Yeah.
I'm a little mad. I was gonna buy another 50 today.
I sold
you
Berkey
still
2K
can.
of my Bitcoin when it was at like 20.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
I needed cash.
I do
That's
appreciate
unfortunate for me.
I bought some.
Very unlucky.
I bought some like it was like last week. It was like at 35.5, and then like immediately went down to like 34.5, and I'm like, what?
Damn it,
what am I
sell.
doing? Yeah, and then immediately went right back up. I'm like, okay,
Damn
like
it,
this
buy.
is right. It's at 37. It's going to 45, down to 36. Like,
Chasing the pump.
I don't do that. I don't sell. I just buy. I just buy and hold, and I never sell. Right, just diamond hands because. You know,
it's easy when you only have 0.5% of your net worth invested.
That's not true. Believe me, I don't have a lot of Bitcoin, but it's a lot of my net worth.
I run notoriously hot when it comes to crypto. So when were we in the Bahamas? This past January?
Yeah.
So this past January, I played a private game, won piles, and I got paid. I think at the time it was like 6 coins. So I got paid a large chunk of what I wanted.
Oh, and it was
Bitcoin.
it was probably like 17,000 at that point.
So January.
Maybe-ish? Yeah. No. It was 22K.
January 18th. It was 20,600.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I had sold a little bit of myself in the game, and I was basically just holding funds for the people who bought. So they were just like, hold the Bitcoin. We'll figure it out later. So we finally squared up after all the airball stuff, and it was like after the summer, whatever. And we're going through the numbers, and I was like, what do you want to do with this Bitcoin? And it was like kind of a mess. I was like, I'll just make it easy. I'll just buy it, and then just divvy up the money as it should be allocated, right? So because I was just holding it the whole time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I sold it to them like after the game had ended at 22,000 or something like that. And I buy it back, and it's like 27.5. It's like, whatever, I don't care. It's not that big of a deal. But the next day, it like plummeted to like 23K. so I just cost myself, like 25K overnight.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But now, it's
Now you're okay.
we're doing okay.
I will say I did
Doing
manage
okay.
to buy 16.5 because I learned, okay, whenever it goes down like a lot and it's like, oh my God, that's really crazy, you should just buy it.
When people start saying it's going to zero, that's when you buy.
Well, yeah, but
Right?
it's like whenever you just see a
until it
huge
actually goes to
drop,
zero.
it's like,
Not
yeah,
going
but
to
whatever.
zero. It could go to zero.
It
but
could.
Probably
I mean,
not.
that's
Unlikely.
okay. Then I'll buy more.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Can you
Can you
get
imagine
it
being
zero?
able to buy
You could
Bitcoin at zero?
You could buy all 21 million coins if
Dude.
you wanted.
I'm in. Well, even
If you guys are-
FTT, the FTX coin was like 0.000 point whatever, and now it's up to like $1.74.
Really?
I was like, I should have bought it.
That's actually that actually happened?
Yeah.
Wow. Did they get bailed out or something?
No, it was something. There was some news. I didn't read it, but it was like some news about the government. I don't know. Something.
Interesting. Man, too big to fail.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to start a Ponzi that's too big to fail.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're gonna start Matt Berkey, Solana, Inu, Rocket Boy.
Right.
Coin.
Apparently, like there's like now like the porn industry isn't like getting into crypto somehow. Like there's like all
they're
these
streaming.
scams probably.
They're actually doing like streaming sites now with crypto.
Is that what it
I saw
is?
it was very
Yeah.
rudimentary looking,
Mhm.
but like they have the technology now.
Some people are gonna get scammed.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
so
that's why there's money to be made in
Yeah.
crypto because people are just
You just have to be on the scam
throwing
side.
yeah, you gotta just get out before the whole thing rugs.
Ah, that's right.
The big roller coaster.
Yeah, Ponzi schemes are fine as long as you sell at the top.
Of course, yeah. You just don't be the last one.
Right. Don't be holding that bag.
Speaking of that,
Easy.
that person who approached me and someone approached me in Marshall's to
Oh, I
recruit
can't
me
wait
for
to hear
a
this.
pyramid scheme.
It was a pyramid, right?
I think so. I mean, I
Amway or
don't think
something?
she's aware that it's a pyramid scheme because she's like,
can we get her on the pod?
we can. Probably.
I
I
think we
think
should
so.
get her on the pod.
Should we get her on the pod?
She seems like someone I
I'll
want
ask
to meet.
her. Wait, you just want to bang her. I don't think
I don't know anything. I have no idea what this girl looks like.
So she approached me in Marshall's and she's like, oh, I do this thing and I quit my job and I'm making my cash work for me. And, we went through this whole text exchange and I was like, I'm pretty sure you're in a pyramid scheme. Like, I don't know what's going on here. But she just texted me today again, being like, just circling back.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll ask her to be on the pod.
When unintelligent people talk about their money working for them,
I just was
I
like,
didn't know she's unintelligent, by the way.
Well, based off the text
she just
and the
I
fact
think
that she's in Marshall's talking about her money working for
well,
her.
yeah, and yeah, the cold call recruit was a bit
Don't-
sketch.
don't-
I just thought she
Hold on a
wanted to be
second.
my
Are
friend.
you saying if you shop at Marshall's, you're just automatically
I'm
like?
no
I
sure.
was at
no,
Marshall's.
Berkey loved Marshalls.
I did love Marshalls, but
I
I'm no
got
Sherlock
cheese there.
Holmes here. But if you're at Marshalls, I doubt your money's working for you.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
it's not.
Yeah.
Mine's
Yeah,
not.
it's
Some
not.
people just like a good deal.
Look, I shop at Goodwill. I'm not broke.
I love
Uh,
Goodwill.
there you
Being
go. That's
broke-
right.
Being broke and having your money work for you are two totally different
All
things,
right,
sir.
that's fair.
I love Goodwill.
Listen, guys. Get off Guapo. He bought $100 worth of Bitcoin.
Good for
He's
him.
got $100,
Let's go.
and now he has like $160 worth
Yeah.
of Bitcoin.
That's
right.
Let's go.
I'm also not broke. I'm also not working at Marshalls, and I can confidently say my money is not working for me.
Okay. Well, so you're in like a limbo.
Yeah, I'm in limbo.
You're either gonna go to Marshalls or you're gonna start having your money work.
I'm
for
just
you.
pointing out how difficult I think it is for your money to work for you, and for
Yeah.
her to just be in the pant aisle.
No, we were actually looking at hair clips, and then she goes, "Oh, I
Right.
love those clips." And I had headphones, and I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And then she kept talking. I was like, "Maybe she wants to be my friend." Like, wow, I'm gonna
Maybe
make
she just wants to bang you.
I'm gonna make a friend out of nowhere. Like, this is so exciting. And then nope, she just wants me to join her scam.
We've been looking for a good scam, Melissa.
I know.
Maybe this is it.
I said,
The
she's
stars
like,
may have
well, are you
aligned.
interested in more gigs? And I was like, I mean, I always got my ears open. That was like the
Wait,
famous last words.
I can't
Guys,
believe
you
it didn't go
figured out
down
scam?
the Zodiac.
Oh.
Speaking of
Hold on a
scams,
second.
Speaking of scams,
how is
Guys.
our hostess with the mostest doing at the NAPT?
What is popping, guys? Wait, did we figure out a scam? Did we get this?
We were
Are
talking
good?
about the Marshalls girl.
Right now, I'm looking at your screen.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
we hear him, we don't see
We
him.
hear him. You just don't have him visually up.
He's an omniscient.
That's all right. Everybody
voice.
knows what he looks
You
like.
can talk to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Do
what's
you have your
poppin',
camera
guys?
on, Conrad?
I do have my camera on. Oh, do I have my camera on? I do have my camera on.
Doesn't seem
My
like
camera
it.
is on.
Okay.
All right.
All
Well,
right,
that's-
you know,
that's what I got
we're in
right
shoots popping.
wait,
I
what
got
was
the big
that?
game.
That's your screen.
I got the big game
Are you sharing
behind
your
me.
screen right now?
Oh, I
Lily's in
am.
it.
I can just stop that.
Anyway.
That was
There we
yeah.
go.
That was sorry.
There
that
he
was
is.
Wow.
what is going
Wow.
on with
Oh,
that hair?
man.
Yeah, it's like the hair is crazy.
Bro,
but
you
the
look
Oh,
like
he's got
outfit is-
that tan coat on.
He-
You know he means
Troy
business now.
Polamalu out
He
in
does
the
look like Troy
field.
Polamalu.
Yo,
You got
guys,
you sponsored by Head and
relax.
Shoulders?
got the $2,000
I got-
P code on.
I got the big game behind me, you know? I'm trying to do this little
Who's playing?
secret.
Can you at
Okay.
least turn it sideways, man?
Yeah.
You know, like,
That is such a Connie move.
you gotta be kidding
Do
me.
you have your phone locked, buddy?
He has orientation
That's
lock
sideways?
on.
Do you have the orientation locked? What is?
Yeah, it's sideways, but it's not the way we meant.
Let's do upside down,
Bro.
Conrad.
Yeah, do upside down.
How did you get hired for this job?
Guys, listen. You guys need to stop it, all right?
All right, I'm
Just
getting
stop your
dizzy.
shit.
Get back to
Jesus,
normal.
Keep your hands.
All right. We're back. All right, guys, listen. We're down here at the NAPT. Shit is popping.
The MAP.
There's gonna be. They got a 550 going on 300K. It looks like it's
PLO?
gonna get like 500. No, it's Hold'em.
Oh.
It goes
Wait,
for
there's
the
a
next couple
550
days,
today?
Tortoise
I
is
can't believe you're
pissed.
not here, bro.
Why am I not here? Why am I not there? I went
There's
to
more-
South Point and I lost $25.
Shit. I could have gone into Bitcoin.
You're
man.
in the fucking muck.
Later.
Conrad, I don't care about any of these stupid side events or any other things that you're supposed to be doing as a reporter. I want to know how Landon and Hunt are doing.
Landon is in the tournament still. I
Oh.
think he has about like 350 or something along those lines at big blinds 8K.
Okay.
And Hunt
40.
is watching this from his couch.
Oh, no.
Landon gets to
RIP.
last longer?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Hunt.
What the hell?
Did Hunt
Landon
cash?
has won that's longer. Yes, Hunt did cash.
Okay.
He defended
But then he
5-3
passed away.
diamonds. Yeah, he defended 5-3 diamonds. Check on Ace Queen 4-2 or Ace Queen 5-2 diamonds. Turn comes a Jack of diamonds.
Ooh,
He bets like 90%. He bets 90% pot. Guy
greedy.
calls. River is a ace, and he bets like I think he said like 80% pot. The guy jams for like 200K more, and he calls, and he has quad aces.
Oh.
Wow.
That was RIP from our boy Hunt.
Mm,
But you
Yeah.
know, he cast the bird.
yeah.
We got one last hope in here. Landon's out here, so hopefully
Okay.
he gets it done.
Why did we not all swap?
Because we did it last longer.
I got a
Yeah.
5 ball at Landon.
God damn it.
It's because we hate each other. That's
No,
all.
it's just like why
Because we
would
don't
not-
believe in each other.
One of us is gonna win it.
Probably not.
All
Guys
right,
get all
guys.
swapped amongst each other.
Rude.
Conrad, you headed to that players party or what's going on here, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Let's get a
pop
look
at
at the
players
fit.
Party.
Let's get a look at the
Yeah,
fit.
show us the fit.
You know,
Show us the fit.
It's very New
yeah.
Yorkish. You know, I was like, oh shit, it's November out. I can be me. You know,
Okay,
so
okay.
Oh, got the
Peacoat.
Wow, got the
Tims.
Tims.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
it's very New York style.
pink
out
is
here, you
nice,
know?
yeah.
Very New York.
Mm-hmm.
But did you drive
very
there
New
with your
York.
window down?
Midtown.
Like, what happened to the hair?
What do you mean?
Oh, the hair looks good.
It looks great.
It looks a little
Yeah,
blown back, is all
yeah.
I'm saying.
It's a little.
Don't be jealous because you ain't got no. Alright? Don't be jealous because you ain't got nothing like this.
This guy looks like Troy
Listen, guys.
Polamalu.
I gotta go do some work somewhere or something like that. So have a good show.
All right, have fun, Connie. Be careful.
Yeah,
Bye,
Bye,
thanks,
Connie.
Yeah, be careful.
Thanks for rocking with us, squad.
Oh man.
All right. Well, I guess now's as good of time as any to transition into Lamana being in the muck. It would
Okay.
sound as though you got a little something for us today.
I got a little something. And we're in the muck tournament edition. Yep, we got back in those MTT streets. You know, things are going nice and smooth. Just winning pots, bluffing, free betting, building stacks.
Building
we-
stacks, how deep did you get? Or how many chips did you get?
I got up to 75,000.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a lot of chips.
I
Okay.
got 67 coming back from dinner.
Okay.
And then this hand happened not too long after the break. So we are 8-handed. Folds me in the cutoff. Got my pocket deuces. We're going to go 2.2. So the blinds are 612 with a $1,200 ante. This doesn't allow us to put the ante in, but there's an ante in there. So I make it 2,600. Both blinds call. We get the Jack 8-5 2 heart board. Check to me. Now normally I think this is like a, you know, kind of a bigger bet board. But 3 ways, I decide I don't think I need to go super big, but I don't know, maybe not. But I decide to. There's actually 9,000 in the pot, so I bet 2,400 into 9. Small blind folds, big blind comes along. Turn is the 4 of diamonds, and now he bets about 30% pot. So there's just shy of 15,000 in the pot, and he bets 4,500. And this is kind of where I was in the muck. I mean, it just
I'm
seems
out
like
of there.
yeah. It's I mean maybe it's just a fold, and then I kind of convinced myself to well let's just finish the hand. So I end up calling. I'll explain why after. So the river,
Oh.
yes. Oh, the deuce. Oh, we find the deuce. Okay, like this is either gonna be really good or really bad, and he jams about the size of the pot.
Have
and-
ace 3 one time.
And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm like, he could just, maybe have ace 3, but, I'm not folding at this point. So I call, and he just shows the nuts with the old 6-7 of diamonds. Yep.
Okay.
He had the nuts, and he wins. So yeah, I mean, maybe I made this way more complicated than it had to be. Maybe it's just when he leads that turn and I'm just sitting there with it, an under pair to the board, I should just fold.
Yeah.
But I started thinking about what would his range be and what kind of equity do I have in this hand and all these things that Berkey tells me I should be thinking about when I'm playing poker.
Yeah.
And, thinking like, okay, well,
What are our reads on the big blind?
our reads on the big blind are
What kind of face does he have?
he had a mask on.
Whoa.
So I don't know.
Oh, that's
Young,
no,
old,
good start.
Young.
Good start.
He's
young
young.
mouse.
Whoa, man.
Young
This,
The
and masked
worst.
and
this guy's very risk averse tortoise.
American.
Very risk
Well,
averse.
either he's risk averse or he's like doing that thing where they wear masks to like conceal their face.
Even
Yeah.
worse.
Which is worse.
Yeah, even worse.
But
Yeah.
maybe less risk averse. But
He played.
I'm picturing a cross of the two that's like a germaphobe and trying to hide his
Oh,
identity.
yeah.
So he played like, from what I could tell, like okay, like decent. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't like a killer, but
Okay.
he wasn't like doing dumb
Okay,
shit.
so like pretty
Okay.
solid.
Yeah, just solid, right? And I thought, maybe with the small lead into me, he could be setting a price with hearts. I guess that's kind of like what I'm beating, right? I'm beating hearts, and I guess he has like 4-5, possibly has some other random like 2 pairs, which would be like Jack 4. I think like a flop 2 pair, he comes in with a check raise. A flop set, he comes in with a check raise.
Yeah.
On the flop, that is. So
And 6-7 will sometimes.
and
like,
6-7, and I think he
maybe
does have some
6-7 of
six. I think
spades
he
or
had
something.
4-5 of spades.
Right, yeah. So those hands. So like I think he does have some 6-7, but also maybe not all of them because he does check raise the 6-7
Yeah, some
from
of
time to time,
yeah.
and maybe he thinks.
Had you seen him check raise?
Trying to think if he had. I don't recall him check raising. So.
Well, I think in general, people probably just don't check raise enough.
That people definitely don't check a raise enough.
Check out raise.
Check raise.
Check a raise enough.
Check a raise.
Check a raise enough.
I don't mean
I'm in the market. What am I gonna do?
I don't mean to derail the muck, but there's this Italian kid who plays with us, and he has the thickest Italian accent. And we talk about nits. We call them cockroaches, and the Italian word for it is scarfaggio. So we'll just like, it's like our little code word. We'll be like scarfaggio, you know.
Scarfaggio.
And somebody will always, without question, go, "What does scarfaggio mean?" And he'll go, "It means a cockroach in Italian."
It's a cockroach. Yeah. So I ended up thinking, okay, well, he bet less than a third of the pot. So I don't need a lot of equity to continue in this hand, and I have a pair.
Yeah.
So I call.
Yeah.
And then, the deuce comes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's either the best card or the worst card. And, he quickly goes all in, and I quickly called. And now the river, I
You have no decision on that.
I just have no decision on
If
it.
you call the turn, you have no decision. on
Okay,
it.
so like after the hand was all over, and like I was like, could I?
Because like after calling turn, like
could I
what?
fold the river? Like, could I find? And I'm just like, no. Like that's why I snap called, because like
Tortoise.
I don't listen. I
Don't-
snapped. I
let's
literally
not do
snapped.
this.
I literally snapped. Right. It was second guessing myself. I knew. Right.
Yeah, right.
The this hand, the muck that I'm in is on the turn.
Right.
So I don't know. I know it's. I talked to Guapo about this, and you said very quickly, yeah, you goes, you know what I would do, which
Yeah,
is fold.
I'm
And I
folding
know
on the turn.
Right, Melissa, you also said that you're probably out of there on the turn.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I understand the thinking though. Like when someone bets small, like leads small, like you tend to think it's like, oh, they're trying to get a cheap draw on
Right,
me.
yeah.
Fuck you. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
let that happen.
Right. Kind of thing like that. I mean, yeah. So I generally didn't know what to do on the turn. Like I was confused.
I mean, it also is like a turn that
Right.
you would check back a lot, probably, right? Like, or your range would probably check back a bunch. No,
on that
I think
card.
I think you're.
I have 6-7 in my range.
Yeah, I think
have
you're more
sets in
checking
my
back
range.
a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
I think those cards are more
Yeah.
detrimental
Yeah.
range wise.
Okay.
Right. I just have all the hands too.
'Cause I'm just
Well,
trying to
he
think
has them
what
offsuit,
his.
you don't.
I'm trying to think
That's
about
true.
his line.
true.
Like,
I understand why he led. I
Uh-huh.
think it's probably. So I haven't looked at the same. I can give my thoughts. I think working from the turn backwards, I would imagine his turn lead is meh at best. Like, will there be some leading on that card? Maybe, but my best guess is like if it occurs, it's like single digits.
It felt meh
Yeah,
in the moment.
yeah, it's like one of those spots where, you're probably not. Because here's the thing: when you lead turn cards, it's for 2 reasons. One, to prevent your opposition from checking back and realizing their equity for free. But 2, it should be in a spot where, like, you're not exactly always polarized. Like, you don't want to be leading a polarized range. You want to be leading pretty linearly, which means that in position should have some raises. But on that card in particular, it's really hard for Brian to have many raises because there aren't a lot of hands that would coordinate to bluff. There isn't a lot of 6x and 7x in Brian's range, like that's naked.
yeah, especially after just betting flop.
Yeah, so it's like that lead just results in only quarter pot ever really going in on the turn, and in position just ends up calling or folding some, with maybe a little bit of raising. Now I could be way off here. I have ran this, but I haven't looked at yet. My overall thoughts in general are just like, I think you're too wide pre. Pretty confident this is just a fold.
Really?
Really?
I mean,
In the cutoff?
yeah, because of the effective stacks. If everybody's 50 big blinds effective, then it's a little bit different. But everybody being 25, with the exception of the button who can fuck you, I think you're pretty disincentivized for being this wide.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but is you maintain your size, but your frequency is what decreases. So I don't think you gain anything by decreasing your size here, because now you have two ranges that will be intertwining with this board texture pretty strongly.
And you unblock like all the calls.
Yeah, well, with deuces specifically, but I'm even thinking just like from a global range standpoint. Range betting here for quarter pot's like almost certain to not be a thing. And if you're only going to choose one bet size, small doesn't really get it done.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Like,
Gotcha.
imagine
Right.
you have like black queens here.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're not really happy to go quarter pot, get check raised by one of these two guys. This is the worst case scenario. Quarter pot, call, check raise, squeeze. And now you have like one pair.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you're in hell. You're kind of not, because like whatever, you YOLO and sell it in, because how much two pair plus is there really?
Right.
But you're going to be against a range that's like really high in equity, like pair plus flush draw, combo
Yeah.
draws,
Right.
that type of stuff. And the alternative is that you, especially three ways, I think, when it comes to thinking about your value side, you want to reduce this to a 2-street game as much as possible. So you have to anticipate that it's going to be like a bet check bet type of line, or a bet all in type of line.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is to front load with larger sizings, or play check back on flop and then go bet turn and river.
So you like a 2/3, like a 60 B66?
So
Or
that's
do
the
you
other
like
thing.
a-
I would
do you
check
like a-
your hand.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Three ways I would check your hand heads up at a pretty high frequency.
Okay.
And three ways.
Because if you're gonna go bigger, then you have to have some checkbacks, obviously.
Exactly.
So this would be one of them.
Correct. Yeah. So three ways I would almost certainly just pure check back under pairs. Heads up, I would like mix. Maybe I would bet with a heart. Maybe I would check without, type of thing.
Yeah.
But I would still be playing like a lot of
But you would check with a heart and bet.
the
No,
opposite.
you would- Bet with a
right,
heart.
bet with a heart.
Check.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because you can.
What about something
can
like
do it.
King 5 of diamond
Heads up or multi-way?
multi?
I would just shut it down. Yeah, I would just give up, because they're especially when you have a hand like King 5 of diamonds that completely unblocks all of their potential equity. They're gonna touch that board so heavy. Like
Yeah.
there's gonna be so much like 9-10 that didn't 3-bet out of the small blind,
Well, you have
8x,
bottom
6-7.
pair, So
Oh, right. Sorry, I was thinking it was 8-4.
yeah, bottom pair.
Okay, yeah, that's a little bit more enticing. I think I would just use King
Bottom
5
pair.
of spades though.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have better barrel ability.
Yeah.
And the reason to bet bottom pair on a board texture like this is to potentially have it as a future street bluff, which I don't really think King 5 of diamonds is going to serve very well. Maybe I have that wrong though, because you might want to have them have spades. But I think when you choose the larger size, them having spades is less important, because they're calling so much less often with backdoor hands. So my instinct would be that you would want the backdoor equity. But we're splitting hairs. We can run this real quick. So basically I'll just run it for cutoff versus button, or sorry, cutoff versus big blind, and just assume that the small blind folded. So deuces and threes were out. I put them in half, in order to, give you your hand.
I was just supposed to fold. Pre.
You were too wide. Fours start to fold.
Wow, tortoise too wide. What have
I
we
know,
done?
I know.
Oh, listen.
Well, to be fair, Queen 4 suited opens 15%, and my man's not hitting that one.
I gotta tell you, like the turn call, I was kind of feeling myself.
Okay.
I was.
I know that feeling.
I got
know
in
that
there.
feeling.
Listen, I had just recently, rewatched day one of the Tournament Academy, all prepped
Okay.
up.
Yep.
Matt
Yep.
Hunt's giving me the advice I need, and I got in there. I was playing a lot of hands. I was trying to find all the 3-bet spots. I was trying to find like
these ranges
there's,
are really non-intuitive too, because like if you take a look at this, what you'll see is that like 3s and 2s are out, but 10-9 off opens 25% of the time.
Right, yeah. And so like obviously like if I'm if I'm like a little bit, if I'm a couple spots back, I'm folding. But I thought like I thought being that late a position in the cutoff that deuces wasn't open. Obviously it wasn't, but like I'm aware that like deuces folds a lot of the time. But I thought that like if you're on the button,
It's probably
Button
full.
isn't open.
Button's an open, but cutoff is not.
It is not intuitive because I would open deuces, but like I wouldn't probably open 10-9-0, but the Jack 9 off is even more higher frequencies. That one,
high cards just start to matter more at these depths.
yeah, it's less
Makes
of a
sense.
Like Queen 4
slide off.
suited gets
Makes a
in there
lot of
and
sense.
3s and 2s don't. It's just like high card plus.
This is what makes
Yeah.
tournaments so tough. Is that the various
Right, because you and the button are
stacks and-
50 effective. You
Right.
and the blinds are 25 effective.
right.
And honestly, like, there's no way for us to do this without using HRC. But like, if the small blind was the 100K stack, the button was the 25K stack, or the 25 big blind stack, and the big blind was the 20. Now the open might be okay.
Yeah, it's insane, right?
Matt,
It's like,
what is
how could you
HRC?
ever know?
It's just a tool that,
Hold'em resource calculator.
but it's a tool that basically allows you
Yeah,
to calculate.
Hillary
like-
Rodham Clinton.
Yeah, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
If you go to
it's-
her, she has all the answers.
She has an app for solving multi-way spots.
Gotcha.
Right. It's less about it allows you to solve multi-way. It's more that it allows you to like solve ICM and future street play
Right.
or future game
Yeah,
simulation.
multi-way is like simple freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunt uses it a lot, and this is why Hunt is so freaking good at all these spots.
He's not good enough to fold against quads. The fuck, my man.
Damn.
I only got 5 high flush.
Damn,
Maybe
you must have had a piece of him too. It sounds like.
Okay, so looking at this, you can see that it does split between two sizes. It goes large and small. But if we look at what chooses small, you'll see that like it.
Deuces are in there.
Yeah, but like look at what chooses big to begin with, right? It's the vast majority of your value range that is not 2 pair plus, right?
And then like gutters.
Right. So so it's like equitable hands. It's going to be your good to high equity hands, and then like some of your moderate to low equity hands. And then when you look at what chooses like the smaller size, it's just dust. It's dust and sets.
So it's just like you're just trying to take the pot for as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
And then you just
And
have
some
a
two-pair.
hand that's just so
Yeah,
good
but
that
like
you don't
really
want
strong hands.
You don't want. So you
Yeah.
just want to try to win the pot as cheaply as possible, and then while also having a really nutted hand to just keep people in.
Yeah,
essentially.
and like the big thing is, if I were going to consolidate down to one size, it would probably just be like on the larger side.
Like B60.
Yeah, for like maybe slightly smaller, somewhere between like half pot and 60%.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that the small size is so well protected that it allows you to kind of bet freely. But the issue is that like a lot of the hands that are incentivized to match with the strong hands are forced into checking now because you don't have that many strong hands.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're not really fitting your overpairs in there. You're not really fitting like your strong jacks in there. Those are all going big. Queens, kings, aces, big. Queen jack, king jack, ace jack, big, right? So when that's the case, when your single pairs are all gravitating towards a different size, you don't really want to build a strategy for your 2 pair plus region, even if it benefits some of your nothing, because it's really hard to juggle your nothing now because all of it mostly checks.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like what ends up happening is for the small size, all of your nothing gets to bet some and win free money some of the time, but it mostly is forced to check and then play 2 streets later. When you add in the multi-way factor, it's able to bet even less often.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I'm basically playing a one size strat because it's I mean,
yeah.
It's so much difficult,
Right.
more difficult to play.
And that's the thing. I think multi-way, instead of like, even if you were playing a single size strat and you know it's supposed to be big,
right? Then I should just default to it.
I would just default to 3E,
Right.
Even though you're not really trying to play a 3 street game,
Right.
Because you're gonna, or maybe 2E is more appropriate
With that sizing, probably.
Yeah. So
with the SPR where it is.
So the SPR is going to be like 3.5 ish. So yeah, B66 is basically going to be 3E. I mean, actually, it's going to be a little bit more. I think it's like B85.
Okay.
But
in that general region.
Yeah, somewhere in that region of like the catch-all size. When you do bet small, I imagine he's supposed to check raise a fair amount, probably like 18%ish. Oh man. Wow.
Jeez.
Sometimes.
All right, Sven.
Sometimes you just channel your inner Sven and fucking nail it right on the head.
Wow.
Oh man, I can't believe I actually didn't look ahead at that.
You should have dressed up like him today.
I know. I got the sweater on.
That's true.
Bring the scarf. Okay, so looking at his check raising region. Okay, so this is a little bit non-intuitive as well. And I guess this should have been easier to figure out just thinking about what the strategy needs to be. But it's super polar. So you're wrong in assuming that like 7-6 will be check raising. It just doesn't, because it doesn't want to get blown off its equity. And like that's a principle that we can pretty easily recognize, because your response will be to 3-bet or call at a pretty high frequency.
Right, because like when you get it in with 6-7,
you just can't you can't bear to check raise and get jammed on.
Right.
It's miserable.
Yeah, because then your hand,
right, and you can see
equity as you think
you can see even 6-7 of hearts is playing pure call.
Right.
So when a hand that strong is playing pure call, what ends up happening now is it takes a lot of the really weak stuff. I imagine like queen 10 with a heart is probably going to be prioritized. Yeah. So like queen 10, 10 of hearts is a pure check raise. Queen of hearts, 10.
and
there's very few people that find these.
Right.
They just don't find
but
these.
But these are
hands.
really actually very intuitive, and it's really important.
All the good players, the really good players find them, obviously.
But I mean, like, these should actually be the easiest ones to find if you're a listener at home.
Why do you want to do it with queen 10 and not 6-7? Like, they're both gut shots.
Well,
yeah, because you have an overcard.
6-7's an open ender.
You have a backdoor flush draw.
But 6-7's dirty.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, 6-7's dirty because queen 10's always peeling. First of all.
When the 9 comes, you don't have the nuts.
Second of all, it doesn't have an overcard,
right?
Which queen 10 does. And finally, queen 10 has blocking power over the jack. So all of these reasons are like pretty good principles for why queen 10.
Some overpaired.
Yeah, and queens and 10s, and these are all really good principles. But the real takeaway here is why it prioritizes queen of spades, 10 of hearts, queen of hearts, 10 of spades, and that's because imposition is going to peel your check raise with hands that have equity and backdoors. So you want to be able to block the single heart hands. You want to be able to block the combo draws, of course, like queen 10 of hearts. And then you want to be able to block the backdoor peels, the 9, 10 of spades, or even like a hand like maybe king 10 of spades. Probably not for this size. It looks like you check raise the larger size. So king 10 of spades probably just bet folds. But in any event,
like blocking peels and stuff that jams.
Yeah. Like 10-8 of spades would be another one that's probably in their middle pair, just c betting and then having the call because it has backdoor equity as well as a pair.
To think I could have just folded this pre.
Man, I don't want to get you in there. But yeah, like the rest of it, those are the intuitive ones. Obviously, the strongest jacks are very intuitive: queen jack, king jack, etc. And then you look at the rest, and it's literally just like the high-low dust. Yeah. Right. So like, I mean, king 4 of hearts. These are going to be all heart draws type of stuff. But then you're going to see like the 6-4-0 for a gut shot to the ass end type of thing.
Some queen low offsuits.
Yeah, like bottom pair. You see some like queen 7 that's going to have the queen of hearts in it, or the 7 of hearts.
Go down to that bottom part.
Oh, like the queen 4. Yeah, these are just all going to prioritize the queen of hearts, I think.
So you just, queen of hearts is going.
Queen of hearts is a big card here. Very important. Blocking queen 10, queen 9, queen jack.
Ace 3-0, ace of hearts?
I imagine so. Yep. Nailed it. Same. Yeah, ace 3, ace of hearts, pure raise. That's something that's almost guaranteed to be something that everyone misses. And the big reason why is because that 4 is such a neutral card. So now you actually do get to back into the straight. Like I said, it'd be funny if this guy just showed ace 3.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, he might just have like, I specifically ace 3 of hearts. I thought maybe he could have like ace 3 of hearts.
Yeah.
I'm like, that'd be really dumb if he had ace 3 of hearts.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a pure raise, but like,
ace 3 of hearts is a pure raise on the flop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
again, people
let's see what his strategy is on the turn 4. I imagine it's gonna be
very
like,
curious.
I think it's gonna be like sub 6% if he leads. Wow,
not
shocking.
Sven.
So
not Sven at all.
So he bets 18% of the time. He leads 18% of the time.
Yeah, and actually, I guess that makes a lot more sense since he's never check raising 6-7.
Jack 5.
Because now he has a really big imbalance.
And what's his size?
Of straights, 40%.
Okay, so he
just goes 2E, I think.
So he went he. And what does his specific hand do? It probably leads, right?
He had 7-6 off, yeah.
Has to lead. He had 7-6 suited, I think. I'm pretty sure it was 7-6 of diamonds.
Okay.
But
diamonds check, spades lead, and then
Sven approved.
And then 7-6 off with a heart will lead, basically. It
But
just
if
wants
we
to
lead,
prioritize the
that's
heart.
the only size.
40%. Yeah.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe he did have 6-7. It was definitely red, but I was in a fog at the moment.
Let's see what happens with your response
Yeah.
when he bets smaller. I think you have a pure fold regardless. Regardless of his size, I just think like facing this lead, you're just kind of fucked. You can't make a good enough hand. Oh no, you do. You're right. Pure call.
Pure call.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, we have to go back and lock because.
I'm so happy.
Well, we have to go back and lock because.
Don't go locking and node locking shit. Just let me have my moment.
You don't ever.
Let me be
I was
said.
supposed to double him up on that.
You don't ever
fold pre.
You don't ever bet the deuce of hearts is the problem
On the flop.
on the flop.
Yeah.
Right.
This is my first attempt to no block, so you guys are gonna get to watch it in real time.
Okay.
Look at all
what
these
happens.
capabilities.
Mhm.
I probably should be reading
Please
those things,
sponsor us. Please.
Brian, Melissa, can I
Oops.
put you guys on the spot real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why do you think diamonds is a check and spades is a bet when he has 6-7? Or I don't know if it was the other way around. That's something I struggle
him?
with.
What was it?
So 6-7 of diamonds is a lead, and
Uh-huh.
6-7 of spades is not.
Okay, well, it has
no,
to do
it
with
was the opposite.
Opposite.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it probably has to do with the backdoor that he had on the flop. One has a backdoor, one doesn't.
No, it's
No, that's wrong.
he's lead.
I don't know. I'm taking a shot in the dark
No,
here.
no,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
confusing to me as why it's
Why he
why
checks
it's picking one suit and
why he checks spades or why he checks diamonds and bets spades.
Yeah, I think that he bets the spade variety because
Because he wants you to. You don't have the
Correct.
more backdoors now. You have less backdoors.
right. So you're more concentrated to hands that can call.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I knew it had something to do with
So
yeah,
like if he bets 6-7 of diamonds, now you have hands like I don't know, ace-7 of spades, ace-6 of spades that would have otherwise bluffed if he checked.
Right.
Right? Those hands are likely to bluff. King-7 of spades, king-6 of spades. Those hands are just likely to bet. 8-7 of spades, maybe less often. 6-7 of spades, or sorry, 5-6 of spades more often.
Yeah.
Those hands are just more likely to bet when you check.
Okay.
This is the
When
fun
you
of
have the spades, though, now ace-7 of diamonds probably doesn't c-bet the flop all that often, and if it does, it probably doesn't start bluffing turn because your opponent's just more dense to equity.
Yeah.
It's beating all of the backdoor spades that peeled, so it doesn't really need to try to bluff them off of those. And good.
Someone needs to create a solver that tells you exactly why it's doing
Why
what
it's doing
Well,
what it's
there
doing.
is
That would be amazing.
there is, but we're not trying to get sponsored by them, so we can't.
Never mind.
There's a lot of new tech in the work,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, because that's like that's like kind of like the fun of like the solver work too.
It's
It's just
trying to
like
figure out-
trying to figure out.
it's
It's
trying
like,
to figure
it's
out
like
why
wow,
it's
it does
doing what it's
this, and I was like, I have no idea why. Like, let me try to figure out what the solver
Yeah,
is
that's
thinking.
me, and I get stuck
Why
on
does
it, and then I come
yeah.
up with totally the wrong
Right,
reason,
wrong
and then
reason.
I just
Yeah.
expand that into
Yeah.
everything else, and then I'm doing everything wrong. And
Oh, I figured it out.
It's so hard.
Wow, this is actually great. This is so much easier than PO. So we want to do
whoa,
I did not figure it out.
Sven is an artist
thought I figured-
painting here.
painting.
Beautiful rainbow.
Okay.
Little rainbow cookie situation.
Now I'm hungry.
It's mastering middle pair, you guys. It's very important.
Yep.
It's so funny some of the concepts that like we've taken away from solver work that we used to emphasize on like one of the earliest academies. Like, I don't know if you remember, but the very first year we ran the academy, we did a wrap-up academy at the end of the year. We called it the Elite Academy.
Yeah.
And only people who had previously attended were able to come. We made it a 5-day thing. And the big thing that we focused on when it came to post-flop, this is 2016. The big thing we put the emphasis on when it came to post-flop is board textures like this, where there was 3 or fewer gaps between the top and middle and the middle and bottom card. We would circle the middle card.
Yeah.
Very huge.
Always. Yeah.
And we would say that this is the key
This is the
keystone
important card.
Yeah, this is the keystone to figuring out how you're going to play the rest of this board. And now we have machines that kind of tell us that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go through the same line work with you actually having
Moment of truth, tortoise.
the
Oh,
right
boy.
deuces.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, you're dead wrong.
I mean, if it calls deuces with no heart, I imagine it's still going to call deuces with a heart. Whoops. Okay, so it folds versus B40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to node lock them for.
No, well, yeah. No, you're right. I do want to give them the size that he chose.
Yeah. Which was 30%, I think.
Okay. That makes me a little bit happier. At least I wasn't out of my fucking mind thinking you would fold versus a lead here. You still may fold with the deuce of hearts. I don't know. So let's see. Deuces. Oh, you're supposed to mix calls and raise. You never fold.
Wow.
I mean,
it's funny because
it folds like 3% of the time with each of the candidates, and it leans on folding the heart more than not.
Mm-hmm. But it calls about 67% of the time. No, 95% if you have heart spade. So if you block front and back door. That's what I had.
Okay, so it calls 95%.
No, I didn't. No, I'm sorry. Spade came on the river. So I had a heart club.
Okay, so if you have heart club, it calls 78% of the time, raises 18%. And then diamond club is the one that raises the most. It actually raises 42% of the time. I mean, these raises though are like, they're tough. They're really tough to find.
Well, I mean, I pretty much ruled raise out very quickly. I mean, I thought about all three of my options, but I was like, this really feels like it's between a call and a fold. And I kind of quickly eliminated raise as an option for myself.
Yeah, if I put you to a single size on the flop, it also may change your turd strategy a little bit.
Your turd strategy.
I thought that's what he said too.
Relax.
He did
Melissa.
say that.
He said turd strategy.
Relax.
Get
Okay,
away
so
from Poopgate.
unbelievable, you two.
What's the turd strategy?
Yeah, so it starts folding it a little bit more often.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's it's a much more even mix, I guess. You're folding somewhere between 10 and 20%.
I can't see
candidate.
how often I should call because it
your exact candidate. Wait, you had heart club.
Heart club.
Your candidate calls half the time.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like whatever. Like theoretically, you're just not going to make a ton of errors here.
Yeah.
Because the lead doesn't come that often.
Right.
So this is okay. So this is interesting. If I give you a single size on the flop, now he almost never leads turn.
Oh.
But that's because he's supposed to.
But he doesn't know you have a single size.
Correct.
Right. Of course not.
Yeah. But you know, it's
he looked at me. He knew I didn't have multiple sizes.
It's a pretty.
A tortoise does not have multiple sizes. Let's get it real. Like,
it's a pretty reasonable assumption to make of somebody in a multi-way pot.
Yeah. For sure.
Pretty difficult to have multiple sizes.
But
you know, it's also just kind of indicative that quarter pot's not very helpful in this particular spot. So yeah, general takeaways. Unlucky river. I'd be curious. One last thing I do want to look at. I'm just kind of curious.
Ever fold river?
No. You definitely don't fold river.
couldn't.
I just want to see what happens if it's like not a deuce.
Oh.
Like what card? Let's just give it another 4. No, because then he's gonna have like 4x in range.
Yeah. Let's give him like.
There's just no brick. Is the problem?
Yeah.
This is why I'm kind of like surprised the
like a
deuces
king
continue.
is like a brick.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's just give it an offsuit 4.
Yeah.
Let's go 4 diamonds. And he jams, right?
And he jams. Yep.
A little over pot.
Right around pot. Yeah, a little, maybe pretty close to pot.
Okay, yeah. So on a brick river, you have a pure fold. Let's see what happens versus smaller. Yeah. So like you start to mix calls if he B40s river.
Wow.
On like a stone brick.
No, I mean I should because I'm calling because he still has flush draws in range. And
well, your exact candidate actually pure folds, but
yeah.
If you do not have the deuce of hearts,
right? Because I guess you want to unblock. Unblock hearts, and that would probably be even though it's the deuce of hearts, he still has. He's calling with all suited hands, I assume.
Yeah, I think the
Basically
simple takeaway here is that your hand probably just doesn't have as much equity as it theoretically should.
Right.
On the turn, and just make your decisions easy.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll have so many other hands to call with.
Told you I was filming myself.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I was just
he was channeling Sven.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I understand. And then the other thing I would say is that when you recognize a board texture requires a certain size, think about the reasons why you're deviating from it, and don't stop it because it's multi-way. Right? Because like generally speaking, when a board texture requires a certain size and you choose to go significantly
Probably especially
smaller.
if you're on the button, right? Because if you're because like if you're out of position now, you're like betting into some uncapped ranges.
Right,
like
yeah.
It's different. But once it's like check to you, I mean,
Well, it's more so that you just have to recognize that whatever is swaying you to bet either significantly larger or significantly smaller than you otherwise would,
right.
You should then recognize that it's probably incentivizing a check at a greater frequency than you're comfortable with.
And that probably is even more so the more players in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like even heads up in this particular spot, like you should be checking back almost half the time.
Right.
And you're probably just not if you're like, by default betting quarter pot.
Well, no, if it was heads up, I recognize that it's a bigger bet board, so I would be checking like half the time probably.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I think that those are probably the two most helpful things to
I
anchor to.
recognize the board and the right size. I got that's why multiway is so hard, right? Because it's like I let the multiway.
It's easy to like
into my head and to
default
think,
down to like, oh, we'll just
Yeah.
make it smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Thinking One Respect. I just happened to glance at the chat, and he goes, "I'm on the 3 seashell meta for the turd shit." And you have to be old as fucking dust
That's
to get
Stallone,
that
right?
reference. Yeah, it's from Demolition Man.
Yeah.
What are the
He
shells
doesn't know
for?
how to use the seashells.
It's so good. Oh Christ, man! Our audience is boomers.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't the fancy restaurant Taco Bell in that?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was so young when I saw Demolition Man. I was like 6.
Yeah.
I
Seven, maybe.
met a nice guy at the South Point today. He was a fan of the pod, and
Shout
and
out
then,
to nice guy from the South Point.
Yep, and then he said, he I thought he was like 50, and he's just like, yeah, I played the super seniors. I'm like, super seniors? He's like, yeah, I'm
Is
60.
that
I'm like,
65
wow.
or 60 plus?
He said 60. He said he's 60, so I
65
guess
plus?
60,
Super.
60 plus. Yeah,
You're almost there, big guy.
I know.
You guys are the
You're
same
right
age.
behind me, buddy.
Fuck.
Right
I
behind
don't know what
me.
you're talking about.
hmm
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We're gonna change your age.
My age is hidden.
What's your new age? 38?
I look 38. I could pull off 38.
Yeah, I think you could pull off 38.
Sure.
Whatever, man.
I could pull off 48.
Guapo, you could lie about your age on apps. You could
For
definitely
sure.
pass for like
Absolutely.
38.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Something to think about, you know?
Run it through the sim, man.
Yeah. What does
Um,
Sven do?
what would Sven do? in this
Sven looks
particular-
great.
Sven does look great.
Sven looks
Speaking
great.
of looking great, did you see SBF won another Wynn daily? Now that he's out on parole,
This guy's like totally different.
he's
activities.
just, he's just out there crushing Wynn dailies. This is like the 10th Wynn daily I've seen him win.
It's like they're like totally different.
Fucking
ethnicities.
uncanny, man.
So while he's on trial, like they let him
That
play
guy
poker and
is
stuff?
Yeah.
much better looking.
Much better
than-
He
looking.
is, yeah.
for sure.
And he's in better shape too. SBF is not.
Well, I mean,
in
that's
good shape.
clear. No, he's down bad for many reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
big,
Jeremy Becker's he's coaching him.
Shaking in his boots. This guy's coming
I think
for
he's
the
coaching
throne.
him. That's why he's winning all these
Well,
dailies.
maybe.
I'm gonna
They've unlocked the key.
I'm gonna mispronounce his first name, but I'm gonna take a shot in the dark that it's actually Daniel, spelled very uniquely.
I
Sure, Daniel.
think you're probably wrong, but what is the name?
Donnie Y'all, maybe?
Donnie y'all,
It's Donnie,
DANIYAL.
y'all.
It's Donnie, y'all.
Come on, that could just be Daniel in another
Yeah, sure.
unique way. Anyway, big shout out to him. We the first time he won a daily, I made the SBF joke, so I had to call it back. But he's been crushing. This is his third daily win.
Okay.
And apparently now it's just, win dailies are the training ground. This is
It's how you make your name.
That's right. This is how you get your name out
Yeah.
there. You go out and you win a
The
bunch of
win
win dailies, get a bunch of winners photos. Only the 3 of diamonds in this one. Didn't want
Does it
to.
have a second card?
It's pretty
No,
strong.
just
He
one
won
card.
with one card.
Yeah, he didn't want to one up Becker.
That's
I like that.
Just the 3 of diamonds.
Becker
That is
got the
awesome.
5-3 in all of
Yeah.
his winner photos.
Yep.
No, Donnie Y'all is
He only
he's
needs
coming
the
with just
3.
the 3.
Yep.
Fuck you. I'm better. I
Yep.
can do it with 1 and it's lower.
Yep.
So yeah, big shout out to him. No shout outs, however, for Tonka. Just a lot of condolences, man. I feel you. I understand.
What do you mean he bagged like 680K?
Yeah, now all the fucking pressure's on him, Melissa. You want to know why?
Why?
He's a tournament professional and he has never won a live bird.
Yeah.
Ever?
Ever. 13 years. He did a little interview with Tiffany Michelle where she...
Did I ask the wrong question?
This is like a big meme.
Oh,
Like
okay.
everybody trolls me for it. I've played poker for 13 years. I've played hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of live poker tournaments, and I've never won one. In fact, I've never even gotten top 3.
I'm the opposite of Jeff Platt. Like 2 people so far, I rubbed like a lucky hat, and then they went on to win a tournament. So I feel like if I rub
Lucky beard.
lucky beard, I think you're gonna finally get that dub.
Oh my god, this is incredible.
A few moments later.
It was a very, very good first bullet, and we're gonna look to continue tomorrow.
At that moment, she realized she was the cure for never lucky.
Last time you won a live tournament.
That's amazing.
Okay, well, if that's true, Tiffany, you and I we need to talk because I also have never won a fucking live bird.
Yes, you have.
I have not.
No.
I've chopped many.
You won that one in Arizona. You got
Oh wait, don't you have something on your hendon? We've looked into
Top
this,
one,
and
he's
you
won.
won
I have a bunch
something small.
of no. I have a bunch of first places on my hendon mob that I chopped.
Yeah.
You
counts,
won that
though.
Arizona one right
they don't
out.
count. I did win the Arizona one.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then what are you talking
Got a
about?
bracelet for it too.
It just kind of like doesn't count.
Yeah, it does
it counts.
It really didn't count.
It does.
Okay. Well,
You think I'm not counting the
Okay.
the Can-Am Invitational?
okay, fine.
And in fucking
if
Niagara Falls,
if you want to count
2004.
it, if you want to count it, it's still
Can you
has
go
been
down and
longer.
sort by place?
It's still been longer since I won a live tournament than
sort by
Tonka.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go by that, because that was 2008, I think.
How do you look at the places?
If you scroll down,
Scroll down.
and then you can sort by places.
Yeah, by places.
Here we
Yeah,
Place.
let's go. Oh,
the heck?
what happened? There we
See,
go.
look at all those.
Ah,
this
they're-
guy's full of shit.
They're
Never
not
won.
real wins.
He's right. There aren't.
Oh
they
yeah,
aren't
that's
real.
the other thing. The Arizona State Championship, not on Hendon Mob.
It's not.
No,
That's
What's
bullshit.
that first for 3,400?
it's. I told you it wasn't a real
Let's
event, man.
go.
Yeah, well,
Niagara
first
Falls.
for 3,400. Oh, Niagara Falls.
that was the one where I
Did you
talked
chop
him into.
that one?
I chopped it 3 ways, but I talked him into giving me first place money.
Okay, so you basically
Yes.
won. You
I
won
mean,
the
I got first place, but we didn't play it out. I just.
Aria high roller. Look at you.
I chopped that one.
25K.
I chopped that one 3 ways with Jake the Snake and Ike. I had half the chips to
got a
play
mega
3-handed. I
stack
didn't want
in
anything to do with
2008.
it.
Well, 2008 was a hot year for tournaments, huh?
Oh, okay. I want
Oh.
I want a 6-handed sit and go.
That should
The
count.
poker after dark. Yeah,
Yeah.
6-handed sit and go.
I would say
Yeah.
the 3,400 counts more than that one.
Okay, well then I still don't have a
'Cause
live
it's not a
one.
multi-table tournament.
You know what
Right,
you need
no,
to do?
it
You
was
just
not.
need to play more. Play more
Is that what
tournaments.
I,
Yeah.
You know what I actually think I need to do?
Win dailies.
No, I need to work harder.
You need to work harder. If you work
Actually,
harder, you win.
you know what I meme, but that's probably pretty true.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't put a lot of effort into my MTT game
No.
for sure.
I bet if you played
Well, I
the
really
win
think
daily
it's-
every day for a year, you'd win it at
I
least
don't
once.
care.
Yeah, you would definitely get first place
I don't
once.
want to win it
Well,
once. I
do you
don't
want to win a live tournament or not?
Yeah,
He
for
doesn't.
7 figures.
Okay,
doesn't-
well,
he doesn't
that's
care.
a big ass.
He does
Like-
not care to win
Like,
one.
here's the counter though. Like, yeah, I could work a lot harder and maybe finally
that
win a
guy.
tournament.
Look at that guy.
But Tonka works his ass off, and he's never won a tournament.
Right.
He's never
Right.
even gotten a top 3. I got a second place like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
good on
Well,
cruise control here.
I mean, I don't think I've ever won outside that like random one from Seneca Niagara.
yeah, but you're
I
an
don't think-
amateur,
Yeah, I am an amateur. That's true.
But look
Damn.
at this. He's
a
decorated.
manager.
I am a manager amateur.
That's right.
Look at all those.
Wow, the Cam-Am's not on there.
I know.
Oh,
It's not on
doesn't
there
either.
Count, sorry.
Bullshit.
Wow, not a lot of top
that
3s, Brian.
Colossus. Yeah, but look at the. He's doing it.
And
Yeah.
he is doing
He's
it.
out there.
That is a decorated man right
Yeah,
there.
right.
What's your Hendon Mob? 150K?
Nah, like 350.
350.
Yeah, like 350.
I didn't play a lot.
That's
I didn't play a
strong.
lot of.
That is strong.
315.
Look, I don't play a lot.
Me
But
either, man.
lately, I have been.
Yeah,
All right,
you're
pumping
right.
it up.
I'm pulling you
Don't
up.
pull mine up. I have like
Yeah.
20,000, I think,
Yeah.
or less.
Yeah.
Are you pulling it up?
Are you pulling it up?
Let's do it. Let's
Definitely
do it.
pulling
Let's
it
do
We're
up.
all
I don't-
waiting.
I don't play tournaments. And when I do, I don't win.
But please
There
stake
she
me.
is.
Please take me. Just kidding. I don't want to be staked for. Look, oh, it's less
16.
than 20. 16.
I know it's crazy. You put $1 million worth of buy-ins last year too.
I know, right?
There-
Can you believe it? I literally had $1 million worth of buy-ins.
Poker is alive, by the way. There are 110,000 people with a greater Hendon Mob than you.
110,000.
Not very many.
110,000 people
No,
that have
no,
more
no,
than
no.
17,000 in earnings.
That can't be real.
That's what it says.
No, I don't believe it
Why not?
because I didn't see it. Where are you seeing this?
Hey, well, look at that picture.
Yeah, that was.
There are 70,000 more people than Guapo, or 70,000 people that have more than 43,000 in earnings.
That's not very many.
70,000?
Or is it a lot? Or what are you saying? Or is he saying it's a
That seems
lot
like
or
a lot.
not?
That seems like an awful lot.
Okay, then why is poker alive?
Because there are that many people that are playing enough to accumulate 50K worth of live earnings.
I see what you mean.
Live poker is
Yeah, but these are
alive.
like this is like a database of 25 years.
Yeah.
So
Maybe.
it's not really saying.
That is true. I
mean,
forgot it.
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's really.
I forgot how old I am.
I think it's saying a lot. I think it's saying a whole lot.
Yeah.
I might even be in the top 1,000. What do you know about that?
You're definitely in the top 1,000.
I don't know
I
if
think
that's
you
true.
are.
I don't know.
We book it.
No.
Ooh.
But
No,
you guys stink at this bit. Like
Well,
you
I-
never want to take
I
the
know.
wrong end of anything. It's like so annoying. You're just like, oh no, actually,
the
let me
gamble,
let
man?
me
Well, I was just
remind
trying to be
you.
humble. I mean, I was pretty sure I was top 500.
Where are you
know?
seeing this number, by the way?
All-time money
Global-
list. Bruh.
All-time.
Oh, 378th.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
We're creeping. 378th, but I've never been ranked on the GPI.
Because you don't like grind the tournament.
But I'm basically on the bubble of being ranked just based off my lifetime earnings.
No, because look, there's the GPI ranking.
Right,
You're
but I'm saying it's like
1,300.
No, I know. I understand, but I'm saying it's like the top 200 people are ranked, and it's based off yearly earnings, whatever. If you broke that down into average, obviously I would
Well,
fit.
yeah, but that's not,
I-
that's not how
I
it
get-
works.
I
You
know
just
that's
break
not
it down
how-
into average.
I'm saying, I'm just saying that I managed to acquire all of these lifetime earnings, never cracking the top 200. That's what I'm saying. So I never had a big year.
Yeah.
No big years for the guy.
Do you think it's coming?
No.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
Way to be optimistic.
If he
Sorry
wins
for
the main
asking.
1 year, that'll be his big year.
Yeah, that'll be the time that I crack in. Win the main and then go win the poker, go free roll and call it quits.
That's
I
it.
want to win the main.
Don't we all? God
we
damn
all?
it, don't we all? Speaking of main events, actually, I don't even know if this is a main event, but there are some happenings over in Rozgadov at King's Casino. I believe WSOP Europe is taking place right now. A little surprised to see Helmuth here playing at 1600 and not over in Europe. I thought the man was all about the gold.
In that big game, man.
Well, just yesterday. He's gone now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the WSOP Europe is underway, and James Chen put a tweet out that said, after being moved to the WSOP feature table at King's Rozgadov today, I immediately noticed that the RFID deck was flawed, and I alerted the floor. The card backs were not correct, rotationally symmetrical, meaning you could tell if a card was upside down. Then he goes on to say that, let me get the thread. Even if multiple cards are upside down, as usually is the case, you can still determine which cards could and which cards couldn't be the ace of spades, for example, or any of the other cards that you know the orientation of. So basically, because they weren't symmetrical backs, there were specific patterns on each of the backs of cards. This is the equivalent of a card being marked.
Yeah.
So, of course, anybody who learns the patterns is very quickly going to know.
Have they always been like that on that stream?
So that's what he went on to say, was that this is definitely a game integrity concern, and why properly designed playing card backs look exactly the same when you rotate them 180 degrees. This deck was promptly pulled, but apparently Kings has been using this deck for a long time and nobody noticed. I bet someone noticed.
somebody
just didn't say anything.
Maybe not
Yeah,
an honest Samaritan, but
he noticed and said right away.
yeah, like he was there for an orbit and he knew
Yeah.
immediately. I'm pretty sure somebody else saw that the pattern was broken.
So you're saying that, like, if you look at two different cards, they're going to look different
On the backs,
On
yeah.
the backs, you're going to look different.
Correct. You'll be able to know when it's upside down and right side up, and then you just have to figure out like what pattern represents each card.
Oh, that's bad.
He followed that tweet up when people were basically like giving him shit, saying like this isn't a big deal, and he said many players not getting the game integrity concerns with rotationally asymmetric card backs are bringing up the same point, so I'll address them in one thread. This wasn't a tiny detail or a manufacturing defect that requires focus to see. The King's logo is in the center, and the crown pattern background was facing one direction only.
Oh, yeah.
If it's easy for you to tell the word Kings is upside down, you can tell which way a card is facing. Number 2, no, the deck doesn't need to be completely facing one direction except for one card for an edge to be gained. Even if half the deck is turned up and the other half turned down, if I know the ace of spades is turned down and you receive 2 cards turned up, I know you can't have it.
Wait, how can you? But like, if you're pitching the card, like, how would you know what's up and what's down?
Because you've seen it and you take note of it in your head. Like,
Well, you know what's up or down because of the King's logo. So down would be the King's logo upside down. Up would be the King's logo right side up.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture what it would look like in my head, and I'm not getting there. Like, because like, if it's face down, how would you know? Like, how would you know what's the top of the card and what's the bottom of the card?
I'm saying because of the logo.
No,
Yeah.
but like, if you just turned it this way, then you wouldn't. Like,
Then it would say
It would be
Kings
upside
upside down. The word Kings would be upside down.
So you're saying that it's different. Ah, man, I'd have to see the cards.
It's like-
I'd have to see the cards because I can't.
Well, imagine the back of our cards said solve for Y.
Right.
Like one way.
if it's like this,
Yes.
and then it's like this,
Right.
you know which way it is.
Right.
No, because then so what if it's like that and then you
Yeah.
just turn the card the other way? Now it's like that.
Yeah, but
Now
then
it's right side up.
Not right. So what's the difference? So how could you know? So if all the cards turn right side up, all the cards look like that.
Yeah.
But the other one looks the other way,
Mhm.
and then you just take the card that looks the other way and turn it this way. It looks like all the other cards.
No.
That's what I'm seeing in my head. Obviously, there's
No,
something
he's
to
saying
this.
that, he's saying that the fact that you can tell that they're upside down or right side up helps you identify the asymmetry in the pattern.
Okay.
At least that's the way I understood it.
Yeah. So
he
like,
he got to show us some pictures here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
help
I was
us
actually
out.
trying to
Right, I
find
know,
them,
that's-
and I can't
that-
see anything.
right.
Imagery would have been.
so like, I'm
incredible
thinking
here.
like, okay, so like in our cards it says solve for Y on both ends.
Correct.
And then so like and the like they're pointing out like this.
Yes, correct.
And then so like
Maybe it's
maybe on the
something
other
like
one
this.
they're both pointing the same way.
Maybe something like this. So it has maybe a slight difference in the design. Does that
Right.
make
No,
sense?
that still
Well, it
doesn't
does,
make
it does,
sense.
but what Brian's basically saying is like if all the backs of the cards are the exact same,
Yeah.
then it shouldn't necessarily matter.
Right. It doesn't
Right.
matter what what the opposite side is
'Cause-
facing because you can't.
Because
but-
the card side is still going to be both
right.
ways. you're
Right. So
saying.
there's. Yeah, that's why I feel like we
Okay,
need
maybe
to
I
see
kind of
more.
don't get it too now that you're explaining it.
Right.
Actually.
So I mean, I think
Henry seemed to understand it, but
Yeah,
I think it's.
I think I'm just not getting it. Like I think I'm not getting his explanation because
now I'm
obviously
starting
there's-
to not get it too. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on
right, right. So there's obviously something to it, but I feel like I visually need to see the cards to understand the problem.
Yeah, I don't fully follow. I do know that like asymmetries like this are partially what like Ivy was doing with the Baccarat stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to find imperfections in the patterns on the back of the cards.
It was like the edge of the card,
Yeah.
right? Like
Well,
so, like it was close, like
close to the edge. So basically, like where decks are cut,
right,
when they're being manufactured.
right.
Sometimes
One
the
has
pattern would bleed
There's
over.
like a white,
Sometimes,
the gap of the white
Correct.
is thinner on some cards and thicker
So
on
that's
others.
the Rozvadov stream from 5 days ago. I'm not sure if I need to go further back, but I don't see kings on the
Where
back
the
of
heck's
these
the
cards.
kings?
Oh, they're
let's see.
just on the aces.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Only the face cards say kings.
Imagine that's true. I mean, maybe that's true.
No way, that can't be true.
I'm trolling. I'm obviously trolling. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, where did he put the initial tweet out? 2 days ago?
I think so.
Well, that was
That's when I felt
that
like
was
I
a
read
stream
it.
from 8 days ago, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what we need?
What?
We need Joey on the case. We
That's
need another
true.
60-hour investigation.
Oh, man.
Lock in, load up
Just
all the
everybody lock in.
previous King streams.
We need
the
a
stream is not
CSA.
secure. The stream is not secure.
I mean, it seems as though like he had it pretty figured out.
I think he said something about like you would know, like if you saw the card, you would know.
He should have
But,
taken
like,
a picture.
He was saying something about like if you knew where it was, like if it got rotated, you wouldn't know. But if it got put in the deck and then they shuffled, you would if they never rotated it.
He's basically saying like.
I'm so lost.
All right, so I'm reading it. He says,
absolutely lost.
He says the commentators were wrong in saying it didn't matter since all the cards were flawed in the same way, which is my instinct as well. Then he says, if the ace of spades is facing one direction while all the other cards are facing the opposite, you can always tell which card is the ace of spades even after a shuffle. Why though?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I understand why. Because they're machine shuffled. So however you place the deck in, it'll come out the same way.
Right.
But you would have to have knowledge of the deck.
Right.
So basically what he's saying is like, if you have knowledge of the deck, essentially this is a bit of an overreaction, right? So you can see the King's logo. It's a bit of an overreation.
If you saw the card and knew what it was and saw it go into the deck.
And saw where it got placed into the deck.
Okay, so you would really need to be like, no wonder no one has really said anything.
Right.
Right. Well, he's also going so far, and this is pretty reasonable, but you'd have to see it off the pitch. Like, if you know the ace of spades is upside down, even if half the deck is upside down, but you watch the cards being pitched, and you see that your neighbor got 2 right side up cards, you know that he doesn't have the ace of spades.
Right.
So if you end up in a pot heads up versus
like when
him,
he peels them,
no matter what, like just off the pitch, if you saw that as they especially in Europe because they slide, right?
I don't know.
They do the slide deal. I think
if they do slide, then because if you're pitching them, they're
correct.
Helicoptering.
But they do the slide deal, so he's actually going to be able to see each card come off the deck. So now everybody who gets cards that are right side up, he knows they don't have the ace of spades.
But you would have to know where the ace of spades is before.
No, you just know that all the upside down cards could potentially be the ace of spades.
But how would you know that it's upside down? That's what I don't understand.
I think I understand what Brian's saying. Like, I'm confused.
Don't understand how you would know it's upside down. Like, how could you possibly know? Like,
you would just have to see. Like, if it's not that you do know, it's you could know. If you saw, like,
so you're saying that
if you saw the dealer pick the deck up whenever they were riffling or whatever, and the backs are all facing you, and you see that the back card is right side up, right? Mm-hmm. And then for whatever reason, like they turn the deck, or they cut the deck, turn it, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Basically, there's some information exposed to you that you know a right side up card is X. Now, when it goes in the machine, you know that like all right side up cards could be X, right? So now, whenever the pitch comes out, you can pay attention. The thing is, though, there's only 2 outcomes. It can only be right side up or upside down, and there's enough randomization that it's pretty improbable. Like, it's only 25% chance that somebody gets 2 of the same pattern of right side up or upside down. Why are we looking at that?
I don't know.
Sorry, I thought maybe there was a clue.
Too, yeah.
I was looking.
It's a clue.
Maybe it was a clue.
Combinatorically, like you could only get like a match of 2 up or 2 down a quarter of the time, and that's assuming that like they're evenly dispersed. Right. If there's a heavy advantage to like upside down cards, then like most people are going to get upside down cards. And now it helps you to know a right side up card, of course, but like it's essentially he's just being like overly cautious, and he's right to do so.
Yeah.
So like if I looked at like if I had the ace of spades, say the ace of spades is upside down, and the other one is like whatever normal, I guess, and then if I looked at both of them, I would see a difference no matter which way it was turned.
No, Brian, follow me.
Yeah, I'm
just
trying, man. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Just follow me. You fold ace king face down to the dealer. You win the pot with ace king of diamonds.
Yes.
You fold it face down.
Right.
And the king's logo is facing upward on both of the cards when you fold
how
it.
they put it back.
And they take those 2 cards and they just put them in the deck intact. Mm-hmm. So you know for a fact that ace of diamonds, king of diamonds are face or up right side up.
Ah, okay.
And now it goes in the machine and comes back out.
Right.
Now, whenever it's being pitched, you know that all right side up cards could be the ace or the king of diamonds.
I got you now.
And none of the upside down cards could be the ace of the king. So it's basically just a blocker thing.
Right. It has nothing to do. It's not that the cards.
Another clue.
It's not that the cards are marked.
Correct.
It's not
I'm
that
having
there's
fun.
It's not that there's a different pattern on each card.
Correct.
It's just you just know that what.
You could gain a sliver of knowledge over the deck.
I'm sorry,
which helps from a blocker
I
effect.
get there. I got it now. I got it now. It's way the cards are placed in the deck, I mean, like all they have to do is do a
Yeah, he said like washing it makes it more difficult.
Yeah, if you do,
but still there could be accidents. Like a card could be exposed, or like you're washing and a card comes face up. You see it's the Jack of Diamonds. They put it down and then they bring it all together.
Play the fucking game.
Yeah.
Well, just change out the deck.
Yeah, just have a.
I mean, there's a reason why decks are
symmetrical. Right? Yeah, I got it.
You know, the thing is like he identifies this and quickly recognizes there's a problem because anybody who pays close attention just knows that all decks are symmetrical. So even if you don't know why they're all built symmetrically, you should like kind of intuit that it's for gaming integrity reasons.
Right.
And when you see one that's like asymmetrical, you just like alarm bells go off, and he's a smart guy, and he just reverse engineers like, oh yeah, I could cheat like this.
Yeah,
it'd be hard, and I would only gain a tiny little edge, but I still could do it.
Right.
And especially, you know, no offense, but like a stream that's been called into question numerous times in the past, I'd be pretty quick to throw up red flags too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
for sure.
Maybe let's get a functional deck in here. But yeah, that was a fun little.
Where is Poppy when you need him?
That was a fun little trivia experiment.
Yeah.
So say the back of a card is
there's a lot of there's a lot of head shape rotating going on.
Where my disconnect was, I was thinking that like, oh, you can tell the difference of the card. You can't. You would have to know where that like you'd have to see the card.
To follow it.
Go in to the back into the deck, a certain way, and then it would stay that way. So when it comes back out, you understand that could be one of the cards. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, we got there, baby. We
got there.
That's what we do here.
I'm a tourist.
So is the stream secure or not?
It's fine.
The stream is secure.
The stream is secure.
Okay.
We think. I'm not vouching.
Okay, the stream is probably secure.
I'm not hard vouching for anything Leon's involved in. I'm sorry. Shout out to Leon. No ill will. Don't kill me.
Kings of Leon.
Oh, Kings of Leon. Now we're talking.
Kings of Leon.
Imagine if the band was actually named after the casino.
They are.
That's incredible. All right, that's going to do it for us. We appreciate you guys tuning in as always. We're going to be noon tomorrow. I got a big weekend of playing a lot of high stakes, but my day starts a little bit later tomorrow, so we're going to come to you at the normal hour. Don't forget that we are running that pre-Black Friday sale, $19.99 for the first 2 months for anybody who hasn't already become a member. Use code OnlyFriends at sign-up. We also have an academy coming up towards the end of January. We have dates announced for half of 2024. Anybody interested, we still have slots open for the January 15th Academy.
You can get a little discount on that Academy.
That's right. If you sign up before December 15th, save $500 on the Academy, and that goes for any of them. So there are also March dates, May dates, and an MTT Academy right before the World Series in May. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Thursday. We're going to give you a little sneak peek of the merch line that we're going to create for you. I think we're going to do it tomorrow. I think I'm going to make up some mocks tonight. We're going to present you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. Maybe you can even give us a little bit of feedback. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys all noon Pacific tomorrow.
Peace.
Peace.